G'day everyone, my name's Dale and I am the developer of the game called Imperialist, and I'm going to take you through the next build, which is build 19, and what it brings. So as you can see, there's now a lot of AI updates that have been done, so the AI will now start actually playing the game. It doesn't do all parts of the game yet, but it's a work in progress, of course. I've added some more debug information that I've got access to when I'm debugging a game, more console commands, and what I've done is I've actually applied a new UI theme, which you'll get to see, and some music from Purple Planet Music actually. So I'm just testing around with their music to see how it goes with the game, and yeah, if it goes well, then yep, I'll be sure to organize that properly. Changes from the last version: I've turned the AI capturing old world provinces back on, but it only targets miners, and the UI now scales with screen size changes. Now I wanted to do that just so that the HUD and everything, basically the layouts all maintain their aspect ratios. As you can see here, I fixed lots of bugs. There's going to be more bugs, but hopefully now a lot less. Alrighty, so let's go into the game. A bit loud. Okay, so you can already see the new UI, so I'm going for this type of style. It's like a clean 90s style, but I'm also trying to modernize it a bit and bring in some of the modern principles of, the primary view taking up most of the screen, trying not to have useless panels everywhere. Yeah, so that's the intent. I would like feedback on the UI at this point. Any and all feedback on the UI would be gladly accepted. So you can see that there's even button states applied. So let's go into a game. At the moment there's no new game options, but they will be coming. As you can see, the whole UI has been redone. We have a look at a few of the screens. Now this is very much ledgery. I do have an idea of where I want to take this screen. I want to have a different screen for logistics and transportation. Industry screen. This is the buying units. Trade screen. And of course the technology screen here. I'm hoping to be able to do something in the background. So again, any and all feedback on the UI would be greatly appreciated. What I can do is show you a few of the functions. So we'll come down here and see we can actually apply workers to our production queues. And then we can also come along and... Oh, that was very loud. Let's see if I can adjust that down. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do it without going into the options, that's alright. So I apologise for the loud sound effects, and I hope you don't have headphones on. So basically what I'm doing is I'm queuing up actions for these three civilians. So the prospector is going to prospect these mountains, the builder is going to build a farm on the grain, and the engineer is going to start building a road, because all improvements must be connected by road to either the capital or a port so that you can collect them for processing. What I'll also do is I'll get my navy. Now that way is closer, so I'm going to take my navy out towards the new world, and you can go to the new world from the left or the right of the map. So now if I come over, I can start to explore. Get him to build there. You can see the road starting to build out. And I've got nothing to do with my army yet. My production is still working. Okay. Actually, what I'll do is I'll go into technology and I'll show this part now. Let's get this one going. So what you can do with technology is you can actually rush it for double the price, or you can invest the $100 for 10 turns, and that will go down as time goes on. So you can see now it's 9 turns, but now rushing is for 1800. My money's gone down as well. Okay, so now we found some New World provinces. Those guys more orders. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go in and buy an explorer. Because what I can do with the explorer now is bring him over to the New World and start exploring the land. Because our ships can only see the coast. So I'm going to come over here. One other thing you would have noticed is that beachheads don't apply straight away. You have to wait until the next turn. And the only way you can invade and overseas is via a beachhead. So what have I got? I've got 2 grain, 2 cattle. Keep building out that way. So even though my army is sitting there waiting, I can't actually invade this guy yet because I don't have a beachhead until next turn. Okay, now the beachhead's set up, so I can now collect my army and attack over here. Now, sorry, this is going to be loud. I did warn you. So now that province is mine. Okay, so what you see here is I've now got 2 cattle and 2 grain. If I go into my logistics, you'll see that my wagons... Oh, there's a bug. Thank God for on-screen bugs, huh? I'm collecting 2 grain and 1 cattle, but next turn the second cattle farm will be active, which will give me my 2 each. Now each worker eats 1 piece of food, and at the moment I have 4 workers. So my food needs are 2 grain and 2 meat. So once I get 2 and 2, that means my food needs are covered. But what I notice with my province is I've got extra grain and cattle, so I can actually increase my worker pool. So if I go into my factories, I can now recruit another worker. I'm going to recruit the second one too. So now I've got 6 workers. Okay, which means I can now increase my production in something. So I can create more lumber, I can create paper, or bronze, or cast iron. I don't have any steel processing set up yet because I don't have coal mines. But that's how you increase your industrialisation. Because at its heart, Imperialist, this game, is an incremental. That's it. It's literally just an incremental game. You build tile improvements to increment your collection of resources. You use those resources to increment your workers, which allows you to increment your production, which then allows you to increment other resources, like your commodities, which allows you to increment the number of tile improvements you have. Literally everything about this game is an incremental, and everything feeds into other parts of the game. So if you're incrementing your horses and your steel, you can actually build more military units to increment the number of provinces you have. It's all about filling up buckets. It's just, unlike Cookie Clicker, which is one bucket, this is many buckets. Okay. Now my explorer's got nowhere else to go. So let's go see if we can find more land. Oh, there we go. And I can actually bring my explorer over. But I can't bring my army over yet because I don't have a beachhead. I'm going to bring in one more to get the horses. Because horses will allow recruitment of artillery later on. So you can see that my technology is still going on. What I'm going to do is come into trade and I'm going to sell some stuff. So I have an amount of cast iron that I can sell, so I can sell a couple of them. Then I can come into my technologies and rush buy it. Because I couldn't before because I only had $1,100. So I can rush it, which means I now have the three field system, which now means I can build level 2 grain farms. Which I'll show you in a minute. Okay. So now my beachheads are in place. Exploring. Now my prospect is finished over here. So I'm going to come over and start prospecting the new world. Now what you see here is now I can upgrade this to a can build wheat farm 2. Whereas if I hold over the cattle farm, you can see I can't. And obviously there's a tooltip issue there. That's okay. But before that, I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to bring my engineer over to the new world. And I'm going to get him to start building a road in the new world. Because I'm going to show you how transportation works from the new world. Because in the old world, everything goes onto wagons and it's free. Okay, what else have I got? Ah, yes. You can finish that one. And you can see we're now getting 3 grain and 2 meat, which will soon be 3, which will shore up our production. We're still going ahead with our production, our factories. Now, so I'm going to bring this guy over to here. Now we've just discovered copper over here in the new world. So I'm going to bring my builder over to build a mine on the copper. So with the road and the copper mine, that will allow copper from the new world to be transported back to my capital. Keep moving around. Let's bring you over here. You can keep exploring. There's another one. I'm going to capture this in a minute. Now, at the moment, I can't improve these resources because I haven't discovered what they're for. But in the new world, when you find spices and sugarcane and furs and cotton, it actually unlocks the ability to research them. So if I come down in my tech tree, you'll see I've got cotton planting and cotton weaving, spice, sugar and tobacco and furs. So I can now research all of these, whereas before, if I haven't actually discovered any of the resource, I can't do any of it, can't research any of it. So the way it works is that cotton planting will allow you to do the improvements. Cotton weaving will unlock the weaver, which is your factory. And sugarcane is the same. You've got the tile improvements and the factory, the refinery. The tobacco plantations and the cigar factory. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to research this one, because spices are what's known as a cash commodity, which means when it reaches the capital, it's instantly translated into cash, sold for cash. So let's go one more turn. Actually, we'll move everyone first. Our builder. Okay, I've got forests over here, so I'm going to improve some forests. Prospect swamps, hopefully find some tin. And keep building my road out here. So this mine, being adjacent to the road, should be collectible next turn. It's not on the same turn it's built, but on the next turn. Yes, we just found tin, which is awesome, because tin and copper go towards making bronze, which we will need. So I'm going to keep building the road down towards this way. I'm going to capture this guy, sorry for the noise. Now you'll also notice that white is establishing a beachhead here too, but I beat them. Okay. Go back to my builder, which is over here, and build the next sawmill. Now, when you have resources over in the new world, or on different islands, you can't just automatically wagon them to your capital. It just doesn't work like that. You actually need to transport them on your ships. If we come down, we get our copper. You can actually now, I have 9 cargo holds in my ships. So when I assign the copper to a ship to be transported back to my capital, I now have 8. So now from the next turn, I will start receiving that copper in my capital. Okay, so you see that white aborted their invasion of this province, which is wise. So I'm just looking at the recording and it's up to about 18 minutes now, so that's probably about all I'm going to show you for today. But that's just a brief update on where version 19 is, and also a little bit on playing the game as well and how you now play it. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next recording.